Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back for another BoshNRoll Legacy video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber 93, I'm playing a deck that contains Dragon's Rage Channeler and Council's Deliberation. Deliberation is a card I was pretty excited from Lord of the Rings. I've played with it a couple times. It was a delight every single time. 1 and a blue, draw a card. That sucks. When you scry, if you control an island, you may exile Council's Deliberation from your graveyard. If you do, draw a card. That rules. The trick here is to get Council's Deliberation into your graveyard without casting it, because the front of this card sucks. 1 and a blue, draw a card. How about blue, draw 3 cards? Move your hand around. 1 blue, scry 2, then draw a card. Obviously the rate on the front sucks, but if you're drawing cards, getting real card advantage later for, air quotes, free, that's where the real money is. This deck is populated with some top of deck manipulation. We got Brainstorm, we got Preordain, and Dragon's Rage Channeler manipulates the top of the deck and can put it directly into the graveyard. That's what we're trying to do. If we surveil past Council's Deliberation and then someday draw a card off it by scrying with Preordain, that's enough for me. I'm in. In the meantime, it's a card in your graveyard that can be used for Delirium, used for Murktide Regent, etc. And you'll notice no Delver of Secrets in this deck. This is still not really a mid-range deck, but it is taller than Delver. The goal is to make a fast Murktide early and often. Orcish Bowmaster in here, being annoying. Got the other Delver stuff in it, got some Daze, some Force of Will, the most efficient removal there is, and Thoughtseize, Wasteland to tie it all together. Basically a classic Grixis Murktide. This one kind of plays more like the modern deck than it does like the Legacy deck, but still, paying out Council's Deliberation by milling past it with Dragon's Rage Channeler is the reason for the season here. Deck full of powerful Legacy cards, sideboard, just a bunch of stuff to stop what we think we're going to play against. And I wish I had more to say about this, but this is one of the most core archetypes to the identity of the Legacy format. We've just put 4 Council's Deliberation in it to draw some extra cards while we do it. Sounds good to me. Let's get into these games. I'm on the play in round 1, and I'm going to keep my hand. Hit see some cards, does some stuff. That's what I want out of decks in Legacy. This hand would be a lot better with Delver in it, though. Just already punished for not playing that card. Opponent Mana Drain says hi to the YouTube kids. Everyone say hi to Mana Drain. Let's see what my opponent is up to. There's no tricks to do with Mishra's Bauble here. I'm just going to look. Ponder. Alright, that's a card in your deck. Noted. Drew another Bauble. Just what I wanted. If opponent plays a Delver or something here, I'm going after it. I can win a Day's War, but just ponder. Okay. Now, so Preordain has no chance of Brainstorm locking me, but it's also my payoff for my silly card in my deck. I guess I could Preordain next turn to break out a Brainstorm lock if I just somehow blow it here. I'm gonna Brainstorm. I've decided. Well, immediately Brainstorm locked. Welcome to Magic the Gathering. I'm going to put back Bowmasters and Murktide, and then I'm going to bobble my opponent. That'll get a little ways through this. And I'm out of the lock starting next turn. I mean, I have to draw the second card, but bobble gets me through one of them. Tough beat. Opponent's got another Ponder in their hand. Brainstorm on the stack, you got it. Fetching. I could daze whatever they do here. Oh, I'm definitely dazing that. Though Lightning Bolt also kills that, but I want to Preordain on my turn. Yeah, I'm going to daze this. Cephalid Breakfast is the name of the game, it seems. And now, leaving up Lightning Bolt suddenly becomes something I want to do. Because I picked up the land to daze, I didn't miss my land drop. I had one to play anyway, so Preordaining here is not going to hit anything important. Whereas I could just die to their 3 mana. Shout out to my opponent for still being on breakfast, though. It's a deck that I still believe in, and I will be testing it seriously for Eternal Weekend. And I'm going to be paying attention to their list and how they play here. There's the Ponder we knew about. Did not shuffle, played basic island. I think I'm actually going to bolt face here. I know they're a creature deck, a creature combo deck, but I also am a Murktide deck, and I would like them to die somehow. Oof. Alright, now I can hit a land drop and cast Preordain. I'm going to try to do that. Cool. Bottom top. Bloodstained Mire is perfect. I can Force of Will, and I can Lightning Bolt, and I can Daze. Next turn, I'm representing Bowmaster. Instant Brainstorm, go for it. Opponent should probably read I have a second Lightning Bolt based on going face in the end of turn against a deck where Lightning Bolt is very good. But also if they wait too long, they're just going to get bolted a bunch of times and die. Fetching land number 4, terrifying. They can go off through Daze here. Worm's Chant, well, that's tough. I'm going to Force of Will that, pitching the Murktide. I still have hope for Daze. Forcing me back. If I Daze their Orm's Chant, they don't have 3 mana to go off with. I'm going to Daze Orm's Chant. They pitched an Illusionist to that force also, though I suspect their hand is another Illusionist. Did not pay for Daze. There's Nomad. Here comes Illusionist. Do you have Daze? I have to get bad lands here to get all my colors. Bolt the Nomad. Okay, cool. We're in there. They have 1 card left in their hand. I'm just gonna main phase Bowmaster, pick up this Illusionist. They get to mill 3. Probably don't care. Yeah, they just milled 2 lands in Shuko. Okay, cool. Shields are up. And this is exactly the spot that in my testing, Bowmasters is a complete unit against Breakfast. The spot where you've gone off once and now you need to cantrip your way into another combo. Because it's not good at breaking up the combo the first time. I am very good at drawing Wasteland against this Urza Saga, though. Breakfast is already built to beat Lightning Bolt and Swords of Plowshares and 1 mana removal spells. So being worried about a 2 mana removal spell on your first presentation to the combo is not a big deal. But if they do stop your combo and then make it a lot harder for you to dig into your next round, that's where it really becomes annoying. Teferi Time Raveler. Alright, well, I have a response to that. Super annoying one. Now if they bounce anything, my army gets bigger and Teferi dies. If they plus Teferi, I can bolt it and continue beating down. Though if I bolt Teferi, I am out of interaction. Okay, bouncing Bowmaster kills Teferi, but they do get to draw a card. Correctly identified that Teferi was not the thing keeping them alive here. Sick. Now I can double spell. I can kill 2 creatures this turn. And I am going to keep Bowmaster back as removal. It's the same clock if I play it now or if I play it next turn. And having 2 ways to kill the Sepulchral Illusionist is pretty important. Archamoeba. Okay. And Scoop. Deal. Cool, cool, cool. Plague Engineer on Wizard. Thoughtseize. Surgical. Pyroblast. Grafdigger's Cage. Lots of action for this deck. Cast in the Fire, even. Force of Negation is a maybe. Flusterstorm's a maybe. What are my cuts here? And the answer to what are my cuts here is the thing that we're doing with the deck. Council's Deliberation, not good in this matchup. And I don't think this is just a meme. I think it is genuine. But when we're up against combo decks like this, I am not going to feel bad about cutting these clunky cards that are not right for the matchup. These are great to grind. And this is not a matchup that's about grinding. It's a matchup about not dying. I like Daze. Wobble's kind of slow and awkward. I gotta find 2 more cuts here if I want all these cards. I like all the removal, like all the interaction, like all the cantrips. Maybe Daze on the draw is a little worse. I still like some number of it. And how important is Brazen Borrower when I have all this other stuff? I think Borrower is better than Murktide. It at least does interact with the thing on the board. Meltdown versus the Saga side of the deck is interesting. Do I want access to one of these? I have 4 Wastelands to their 3 Urza Sagas that's normally in this deck. Okay, I'm going to try without Meltdown this time, and if there's a game 3, I can reconsider. Grafdigger's Cage, threat removal, no blue. I'm going to keep. This hand obviously needs some help, but that's okay. It also is pretty good at disrupting my opponent. Ponder. Did not shuffle. Orcish Bowmaster, okay. I think I want Channeler in first. It's a threat and it's card selection. And they can't win from 2 mana without a permanent in play already. 3 is the magic number. Also, if they boarded in a bunch of prismatic endings, I want DRC to die, not Grafdigger's Cage. Swords to Plowshares. It's out of here. Alright, come on, deck. How about a land? No love. I will play this Grafdigger's Cage, though. That's in. Brainstorm. Flooded Strand. The card I wanted to see least here was Urza Saga. Oof. This hand not paying out as I hoped. I do still have another way to kill an Illusionist, and I still have a powerful hate piece in play, so we're doing what we are supposed to do. Just one land away from actually getting there. Oh, look at this secret technology. We're on a Stoneforge build. Confirmed. Grabbed Cauldron complete. I have the heat for this Stoneforge, and if they counter this, I can exile Cauldron with cast. Okay, that's gone. Land, please, maybe? We did it. I mean, it casts Bowmasters. It answers the first Urza Saga. It casts into the fire. Not mad about it. Ponder from the opponent. I actually can't Bowmaster this Ponder because Bowmaster is my removal spell, and with 3 mana they can just go Illusionist, 1 drop, win. Did not shuffle. I can Bowmaster now, because I am untapping into another removal spell. We're on the board. Got a threat. Swords to Plowshares right away, that's fine. This Murktide someday will show up. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm really not getting comboed out anytime soon. I'm not getting Saga'd with this Wasteland in play. For how poorly this hand has come together, it's actually totally fine. Floating a Tundra out there. Yeah, I'm not going to take the bait of wasting Tundra. That is both the way that I cast into the fire and my answer to Urza Saga, both of which are important. Illusionist in the hand, Cage still in play. I have 2 responses in my hand. It looks like they're just passing. Lightning Bolt. Alright, I can start bolting face in the end step. Take some time off the clock. The 5th mana source, terrifying. I am going to bolt in the end step, send it. In danger of going to discard anyway. Okay, now that's a little scary. In playing DRC is good. Alright, I will play DRC. It puts down 1 of my shields. I still have onboard hate piece plus surgical in hand. Now I have to think if I want a wasteland. Because what I'm worried about is Teferi plus go off. Okay. 4 cards in hand. We know 2 of them are Cauldron and Illusionist. Alright, I'm gonna let it ride. Alright, letting ride was good. I could have surgicaled in response to the plow to get a surveil, but I think surgical is going to do better than that. Uh-oh. Unlimited power. Okay, attack my opponent. And Underground Sea, Preordain. Or no, Volcanic Island's better here. Yeah. Base blue-red deck. 2 Wastelands. I'm going to bottom both of those. And I found the land from Murktide. Now we're rocking out. 2nd Underground Sea revealed. They can hardcast Red Return if they want to. Not a thing that every build of this deck can do. This is why I pointed it out. I'm going to Brainstorm here and hope that they don't play Hull Breacher. Could have your own Bowmasters, but I can answer that. Okay, I'm at the point where I can put back lands now. I'm not going to need 2 Murktides this game. And I'm going to fetch another Volcanic Island and play Preordain. Another Surgical and another land. Bottom, top. I have Cauldron Beat with Cast into the Fire. I have their graveyard triple covered. I have Saga Beat with the onboard Wasteland. And they're at 7 life with Murktide incoming. There's the Saga. I'm just going to waste this right now before it learns how to make mana. I'm going to do that anyway, and right now, before they have this extra mana, feels like the right time. And now I can even Surgical Saga in their draw step for some extra action. And now that I drew Bowmasters, I'm not going to play Murktide. Why tap out if I don't have to? Draw for turn, extract your Sagas. What do you got over there? Got a hardcast force. Interesting. I can brainstorm looking for Pyroblast here, so I will. Found my own force. Interesting. Put back these lands. I think I force pitching Murktide here. If they care about this, this is the one angle of their deck I don't have covered, so I do care about this quite a bit. Okay, Illusionist, Ormschant, Daze. What's left in this deck? There are 3 Prismatic Endings and 2 Teferis that can remove my Grafdigger's Cage. There's 1 Cabal Therapy to put Thassa's Oracle from your hand. Or, there's so much mana now, you could just cast it. Okay. This hand is not great. Good to know Daze is in their list, though. And I'm actually going to Bowmaster right now. This puts extra damage in combat. And I know that if they draw Brainstorm, they got to use it. And their hand right now can stop me from casting Surgical, but it can't go off, and it can't remove Grafdigger's Cage. And you can't do all 3 of those things you need to do. Oh, did I forget to attack? What the hell? I just cast Bowmaster, then was busy monologuing. Cool. All right. Now they can Brainstorm and they're not dead. Dumbass. Okay, Cabal Therapy resolves. This also gets Thassa's Oracle into the graveyard if they wanted to. Lightning Bolt, not a card in my hand. But if Thassa's Oracle goes to the graveyard, it's gone. I love how I made that line to put them dead on board, and I'm just like, click through my attack. Not interested. It's fine. It would be too easy if we just played correctly. My top card right now is another Bloodstained Mire that I don't want. I'm going to get Volcanic Island. Just continue with that. Oh, right. They can't even cast Cabal Therapy because of my cage. Bases are covered. Here's this non-lethal attack. Okay, now I'm going to DRC and Brainstorm. I see so many cards. If I find Bolt, I win. Surveil Trigger. Underground Sea to the graveyard. Wasteland, Murktide. I'm going to play the Wasteland, and I'll pass. I might as well use the Wasteland. There is a... Yeah, I should have wasted on my own turn. Now if they Ormschant, it's kind of free to do. Okay, that's just gone. Now they can't kick Ormschant unless they find another white source. Okay, got away with that. Busy evil villain monologuing and forgot to make my lethal attack. This 2 power creature, and they're at 2. Luckily, didn't matter. Powerful 8-piece in the opening hand. We played Rakdos for like 6 turns before we unlocked blue mana. Just pretty clean dismantling of this deck, which I'm glad we won, but I'm also sad to see Cephalid Breakfast get picked apart in such embarrassing fashion. GG's, on to the next one.
You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better.
I'm on the draw with a Thoughtseize and a Preordain. I'm in. I like these cheap spells that do stuff. A Swamp that doesn't have any art. Oh, there's the art. Okay, I've been Thoughtseized. I imagine this will take my Thoughtseize, just based on what sort of decks play Swamp Thoughtseize. Yup. That is the only copy of that card in my deck. I'm gonna Volcanic Island and Preordain, try to find myself a Force of Will here for whatever comes next. Bottom both of those, found a land, and let's see if I get reanimated or if I get Dauthi Void Walked. To be determined, but I'm feeling bad. Chrome Mox, okay. It's not Reanimator, it's Storm, got it. And they're either going for it or investing in Wishclaw Talisman. Going for it is the answer. Force of Will, JK. Daze, JK. Okay, Black Saga Storm is the answer here. They have infinite mana. Not literally, but enough to do what they need to do here. There's multiple Lotus Petals. Dark Ritual gets the chain going. Lion's Eye Diamond. Bobble Bobble. Second Dark Ritual, alright. Yeah, I see the one. We're good. Foolish of me not to draw any of the free permission in my deck. Force of Negation, Meltdown, Flusterstorm. We saw Burning Wish, but I don't think that's enough to bring in Hydroblast for just on its own. I like the Thoughtseize. Unholy Heat will not find a lot of purchase in this matchup. Oh, I get more Thoughtseizes. Cool. That's coming in. Once again, this is not a grindy matchup. Sorry, Council's Delib. That's even like the perfect lineup. Just 4 cards that are bad in the matchup, 4 cards that are good, and we get to keep all this other velocity stuff. They are an ad nauseum deck, but I think I'm more worried about their Wishclaw Talismans and backup plan with Urza Saga than dealing 3 to them. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to keep this hand that has deck manipulation and cheap interaction. Bobble you now, even though you're a discard deck, because I have free interaction and I just drew some of it. I'm going to Flusterstorm this Thoughtseize. I could also Daze and then Brainstorm. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. No guaranteed Daze will ever work again. Uh-oh. I'm going to Brainstorm with my floating mana and another Daze, 2 lands in the hand. I actually kind of want all these lands, so I'll just keep my handful of blue cards. Replay this Underground Sea and pass. City of Traders, duressing me. Conveniently can pay for Flusterstorm here, but I suspect they know that. Can't pay for Fluster and Daze if I'm ready to go 2 on here. I guess if I Fluster and Daze, I should probably Fluster first. Okay, Fluster that. Make sure they pay for the Flusterstorms before I Daze. The way they get me here is paying for Daze with Lion's Eye Diamond and then having something to cast out of the graveyard, which luckily did not happen. But the big thing that comes out of the graveyard off Lion's Eye Diamond costs 3, and if they pay for Daze, they don't have that either. Okay, here we go. Turn 3 of hoping they don't have a discard spell and just go for it. Cabal Therapy, disappointing. Resolves. Yep, they named Force of Will here. That's gone. But Brainstorm could be Force of Will. Lotus Petal. Wishclaw Talisman. Oh, yikes. Can they Mind's Desire here? No, they're 1 short of that. Okay, they can Naws here from 18. And I'm going to Brainstorm and try to find a Daze or a Force. Ding, 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 ding. I love that it's Daze even. What a middle finger. Put back Polluted Delta and Preordain, and then I'm going to cast Daze on this thing. Ka-chow. Okay, this sort of game where we have 5 counterspells in the first 3 turns. That's the game I would like to play. I don't have a Null Rod, so I'm not going to make a Wish with Wishclaw here. And even if I did, I would wait a turn to do it. Alright, bottom the Fetch Land, top the Volcanic Island. I do want to shove Murktide next turn while they're not really doing anything. And I don't necessarily need to reduce my life total to do that. Alright, big Mercs coming in. Probably should have left Preordain in my graveyard and exiled Daze just for Delirium considerations. Hopefully that won't matter. I have them dead in 2 hits with the help from Bolt in my hand. Cool. In we go. And they are dead on board. End of turn, Bowmaster. I'm not going to show them that I left in Bolt if I don't have to. Cool. Neat. It only took 5 counterspells, but we survived. Pretty normal legacy activity. I don't think my deck's getting better. In we go. Okay, this one has a force that is not susceptible to Cabal Therapy. This is not the force that they name. Vault of Whispers, Mishra's Bauble. Passing the turn. Looking at my top card. They see a Lightning Bolt. I'm going to look at their top card and then make a decision if I'm going to Wasteland or hold up mana. I think I want to Wasteland here. Maybe that's stupid. Maybe I was just supposed to very easily Dragon's Rage Channeler plus Mishra's Bauble. But constricting their options after they didn't do anything last turn. Now this is the exact punish for Wastelanding a different land. Wishclaw Talisman. I think I'm going to let them have that. And then I'm going to Thoughtseize their hand. Oh, sick. Easy money. Always had it. Played perfectly. I knew it was there. Thoughtseize you. Infernal Tutor, Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal. Okay, I'll take the Infernal Tutor. Them having City in hand means that they're going to get at least 1 construct through if they choose to go that route. I don't think they're going to try to shove an unprotected Naws this turn. Okay, now I have perfect information. If they try to shove, they're getting destroyed. And what I have to do now is answer 1/4/4 construct. I could wasteland the city instead. That gives them a tutor, but doesn't give them 2 constructs and leaves them with kind of nothing afterwards. Yeah, I'm just going to pass here. Though the 2 constructs, or the 1 construct would be bigger because they can tutor for another artifact. Now I'm just going to waste the city. This is the bed I've chosen to lie in. And they could sack LED, make a construct, tutor with Wishclaw, and then they have 1 card in their hand, but I have the Wishclaw. That doesn't even sound good. Searching for Shadow Spear. Okay. Oh, they drew Urza Saga. That was just natty rips. Unreal. Okay. Meltdown ends this game, but I'm in trouble in short order if I don't find that. I could end step Brainstorm. That puts a spell in the graveyard, but I don't think that does what I actually need it to. Okay, I could play DRC first, get that going, and figure out the rest later. Yeah, I think more looks over 2 turns is better than more looks now. Brainstorm to the graveyard. Every card that's not Meltdown is going away here. Uh-oh. Okay, so 3 that will not be able to block next turn. Murktide plus Lightning Bolt handles this thing. Okay. I'm going to hide a Bowmaster and the Bolt. And then pass. Please don't draw Ancient Tomb right now and keep these jerks coming. That's what I really don't want to happen. So if I don't wasteland that Vault on turn 1, this Saga is dead a turn earlier, and they don't even have this 1 construct. If I lose this game, it's probably entirely my fault. I'm going to attack while I still can. And Murktide is 6/6 right now. I can Bolt first, make it 7/7. I guess it has to be 7/7, huh? Or I could block and then Bolt to finish it off. And that way I beat 2 artifacts instead of just 1. Alright. I'll bite on that. Volcanic Island, Murktide. Okay, they float 1. Mox Opal. Duressing me. I'm going to force that. Get to Surveil. Put that on top. Oh goodness, please. Don't kill me this turn. Yep, here they go, nosing from 29 life. Ugh, that duress. Oh, and Thoughtseize. Everything's coming through. Okay, Bolt your construct, I guess. I don't think I'm going to stop them from 29 life. I'll just make sure I don't die in combat right now. This freaking Meltdown, 1 card down. If I was 1 card deeper somehow in my deck, did I miss that turn 1 where I wastelanded instead of DRC plus Bobbled? That would have been a difference maker, and now they Nos from 27 and just fucking win easily. Okay, yep, I messed up. Just played bad. Got aggressive in a situation where I'm the control deck. Oh, also just Tendrils, I'm at 4. Yeah, good call. With the Meltdown on top. Couldn't find that 1 draw step sooner, huh? Alright, GG's. I messed it up. One thing I love about these Grixis and Izzet core Delver-esque decks is when you lose, it's almost always your fault. And this certainly qualifies. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
On the draw in round 3 with a very Death Shadow hand. Red mana, who needs it? Ponder from my opponent off of a basic island. Like their style. Did not shuffle. Just gonna fire Preordain in here, get things moving. Oh, the double Delib. I do not want this card. I want to mill this card away. And with 2 Dazes and Bowmaster in my hand, I just am not in high spirits that I'm gonna cast that. If I knew this was a control deck, I would have kept probably one of them. But it looks like it's not a control deck. And now I'm glad I'm not drawing a 2-drop that doesn't really help me move forward. I'm going to get Volcanic Island this time and cast another Preordain. Here are these cards again. Bottom everything that's not a land. Try to get things going. There's the DRC. That's the combo. Cycling Troll. Okay, speaking of Death Shadow, we're up against it right now. Watery Grave is in. Reanimate, huh? I am holding my Brazen Borrower. I'm going to force pitching a Daze. No guarantees that this is going to work. Forcing me back, pitching a Murktide. Okay. I'm out of interaction. And dead in 3 hits. Come on, land right now. Unholy Heat. We're almost there. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. Unholy Heat and Dismember have replaced Snuff Out in decks like this one because of the big ol' 6/5 black booty on Troll of Khazad-dûm. I say black booty because Snuff Out kills non-blacks. That was not a direct call out to the thing that you think it was. Okay. Brainstorm. Looted Delta after we saw Watery Grave. Good chance that Watery Grave's back in the deck right now. I cannot block. I don't know how. Cracking a fetch could just be to reduce their life total. I would prefer that they play a 2-drop here, though. Didn't want to see that. That's all going to be hard to beat. Okay. I can eventually Brazen Borrow this Troll of Khazad-dûm if I can deal with the Death Shadow now, which would require me to get Delirium before their life total gets any lower. Orcish Bowmasters. Okay, I have Delirium. Thoughtseize not helpful in this game anymore, and I do still have hopes for Daze. And I'll float this land on top because I'm... Oh, I can put Thoughtseize on top and DRC it away. That's better than the thing I was about to do. Okay, Unholy Heat. Please do not have Street Wraith. Or Dismember or Snuff Out. Brainstorm in response. It could hit Snuff Out here, which doesn't matter if it gets countered, but Snuff Out is out of favor in exchange for Dismember, which is the thing I just said earlier. Cool. That's handled. Attack you to 5. Okay. I can Brazen Borrow with Daze backup next turn, which clears the Troll. They can't reanimate Troll again because they're at 5. Grief. Daze works now, which is good because it has to. Land can go into the graveyard at this point. Now I have another one to play. Alright, that Grief was almost a problem. Stripping Brazen Borrower. I'm on no outs to this Troll. I've drawn both of them this game. And please work. This is the whole game right here. We're dead or we're doing great. Councils to live, put it in the graveyard. We did it. We did the combo. Cool, 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 cool. Alright, they're dead on board. They have a Troll in their hand that's no good to them. I have a Council's Deliberation in my graveyard right where it belongs. Finally paid out. Thought seizing me to get some information, then die. Perfect. Okay, just how we drew it up. That actually feels really good because I did use Unholy Heat and Brazen Borrower specifically as flex slots in this deck. You'll notice there's only 3 bolts, 1 Unholy Heat. I did that because Troll is a problem, and just beating 2 creatures with more than 3 toughness that game. Vindication. I like Flusterstorm on these nickel and dime interactions. I like Pyroblast, how it kills Murktide. I don't want to go too hard on that because Murktide's like their 3rd tier of threat. They have Troll and Shadow before I have to worry about Murktide. Plague Engineer does trade with Death Shadow, and it answers their Bowmasters if I name Orc. I like all of that. Okay, 4 cards coming in. I want less Force of Will, not necessarily 0, because it's not a Pyroblast matchup. Daze on the draw, a little sketch. And I don't think I want Thoughtseize. I feel like I'm going to be playing from behind this whole game. But Grafdigger's Cage does cut off a pretty significant angle of their deck. And Delib just gets exiled. It doesn't get cast or anything. That still works. I'm going to shave 1 Bauble. Okay, I'm doing it like this. Lots of lands, not going to miss. They're starting with a Ponder. Sounds good. They did not shuffle. I wonder if I'm supposed to wasteland here. I think I'm going to. I have a lot of lands, and the Death Shadow deck is down to like 17 lands because they rely so heavily on Troll, and if you can stop the first land from cycling Trolls, they're playing with fire over there. And I just have so much mana, I don't care if we end up in a wasteland grind fest. Preordain, Daze, and Force. Bottom. Do I want Daze? No, I'm literally holding one. Bottom both of those. All right, cool. Now I have a creature I can play. Brainstorm from the enemy. Brainstorm, no shuffle, no play. Well, no shuffle yet. They may still. I have a chance to waste them again. Is that how I want to live my life? No, I want to start doing my thing. I can Bowmaster or Deliberate this turn. Shocked in the Watery Grave. I guess I could have Bowmastered in response to their fetch, and then Daze just checkmates anything they would do. I'm going to cast Bowmasters in response to this Wasteland, in case they want to fight over my Bowmaster. This lets Daze protect my land from waste. They're dazing me. I'm gonna Daze back. Now their Wasteland doesn't have a target. I hope this made their turn worse than it wanted to be. That Wasteland did still send me back a land to kind of function the same, but I literally still have the card. Matters for Brainstorm and stuff. Okay, Dragon's Rage Channeler. And I can waste you now. We're going to play this game. They floated black, just pass. Not giving them a spell here, and then DRC, get in. Okay, here we go. High Octane Magic. 3 Wastelands use this game. Fatal Push works. They know they can't. They know I can't daze them here. Plague Engineer. I'm going to Deliberate now before they can Bowmaster it. See, it's still in my deck. I promise. Anytime we're not in a high Octane combo matchup, I think this card is solid. They've had no trouble hitting land drops naturally and regularly, despite their low land count and my Wastelands. Just a bunch of cards in the graveyard for basically no reason. Oh, another Wasteland. Love it. Okay, I'm going to play Wasteland, and then I'm going to Lightning Bolt this creature. In that order. Now I can play around Daze. I can keep Unholy Heat, and I can still waste them. Ponder, you got it. Let's see a shuffle. Just send it. There is a Lightning Bolt in the Void, in case that comes up later. Did not shuffle. Boo. I'm getting griefed. Pitching Bowmasters. Okay. Well, what do you care about here? They care about Unholy Heat, leaving me with Plague Engineer. I am actually going to fetch here. Get some bad draws out of the way. Let's see if they left me with this because of Daze or because they just don't care. Engineer on Orc. Pitching the Bowmaster to their Grief last turn. That might tell me they have another one. Might tell me that's not their plan. Or might tell me that was their only black card at the time. Just Shadow. Brazen Borrower. Okay. Is there a tempo game here that I can actually win? I'm just going to leave back Plague Engineer. Brazen Borrower might be in 3-1 flying mode. Ponder. I would kind of love it if they Thoughtseize me here. They know one of my cards is a land. Reanimate target Grief. I'm okay with that too. That's basically the same thing. Petty Theft, target Grief, I think. Because Grief is harder to cash back in, and Death Shadow's already answered. I both can't and don't want to trade Plague Engineer for Grief. I do want to trade it for Death Shadow. Cool. If nobody's attacking here, I believe that favors me. And I'm going to bobble myself. And probably not now. Attacking here leaves them dead on board. And I'm at 19. Can't actually kill me here. Death Shadow can only be 13, even with like Dress Down or some tricks. Can only be 12 if you're actually playing Magic normally. Okay, they're taking the trade. Nice. I'm going to let them do whatever they're going to do on their turn, and then I'm going to bobble myself to decide if I want that card and play Brazen Borrower. Backup Shadow. We know Grief is in the hand. End step. My top card is another Mishra's Bauble. No thank you. Get another Volcanic Island and cast the Brazen Bee. Cannot currently be pushed. Can be snuffed or dismembered. Preordain draws an extra card if I find one this turn. Brainstorm. Underground Sea. Alright, let's get to work here. Brainstorm. Find the gas. Holy smokes. Okay, put back Force of Will and Dragon's Rage Channeler. Or no, Force of Will and Underground Sea. Play Dragon's Rage Channeler. Play Council's Deliberation. Mill the Underground Sea. But first I'm going to attack. I don't even have to cast Council's Deliberation here. I can just play this DRC, put a second lethal threat onto the board, and cast the spell if I want to. Maybe I'm just supposed to leave Force Blue card in here in hand with the Brazen Borrower around. I feel like the second threat is worth more than the counter protection for the first. Dece. Alright. Beat the Death Shadow. Game 1 that round, the technology mattered a lot. We needed both Unholy Heat and Brazen Borrower. The two flex slots both came up. They both killed a creature that my normal removal doesn't answer. And that's just solid deck building coming to bear. On to the next round.
The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting TCG events. It features easy-to-create event registration for 1v1 and 4-player Swiss structured tournaments. Event management has never been so simple, and it's web-based, so there's no download required. Get access for just $5 at eminence.event/subscribe.
On the play against a Yorion in round 4, I will be keeping this hand that contains Preordain and Daze. Send it. I'm going to bobble my opponent and see what flavor of Yorion they are before I play my land or cast this Preordain. Aether Vial, wow, they're the most classic version possible. I think red's more important than black if I were to get suddenly wastelanded. I'm going to keep this Bowmasters, though. I like where that is. The best thing that can happen for me here is if they play Aether Vial off of a non-basic land. Then I can Daze the Vial, waste their land, and off we go. Who's the prison deck now? Interesting. Wow. Alright. I will do everything I described. Now I don't have to waste their land, though. I can just, Thoughtseize them. Okay, yeah. Them wasting me is the same as me wasting them in this spot, except I get to cast Thoughtseize. Mother. Spirit of the Lab, Recruiter of the Guard. Some card I've never seen in my life. When Sun Gold Sentinels enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to one target card from a graveyard. Okay, that does have some relevant words. Choose a color, gains hexproof from that color, and can't be blocked by creatures of the color. Activate only if you have 3 different powers. I think it is actually just Sun Gold Sentinel here, though it is super annoying that they have 2 Mother Runes and they can waste me and play Mom. Alright, it's fine. Because if they just play the Spirit of the Lab, it's dead. But if they waste me and play Mom, and they might have to make that decision based on whether they draw another land here or not. Do they want to play on 1 non-basic planes for the game? But I still have my Wasteland too. Mother, okay. And they went for the Wasteland line, and I'm going to send it right back. Okay, here we go. Ugly, scrappy little start to this game. Field of Ruin, neat. Dragon's Rage Channeler, yep, I'll play that one. 4 card types. You ready to start getting bashed, opponent? Just die in 7 hits. Cool. No plays, no action. Passing the turn. I like that world. And now I have double Bowmaster. I can end step Bowmaster, target Mom, and then when they save Mom, untap Bowmaster it again, then it's dead. I don't know if that's even better than playing the Dragon's Rage Channeler and just getting in the air for 6s. But it is what I'm going to do. Underground Sea, Orcish Bowmaster. Actually, I think going face is better, because if I try to ping Mother, I don't get an army. And if they block save it, then I can still ping it. And it's basically the same thing, except I get more damage this way. Attack with all creatures. Yep, not blocking. They still value the Mother too much. Or maybe the correct amount. I don't want to say too much. And here we go. Let's mill a thing right now and just get completely paid. Come on, Deliberation. Bummer. I will put this Wasteland on top of my deck, though. Bottom the Brazen Borrower, top the Wasteland. Splat. Leaving Death and Taxes with a bunch of uncastable 1-drops in their hand. Feels good. I don't know what they could even do here. If they've been sandbagging a Solitude and then just drew another one, I guess they're air quotes stable here. But I know I have Bowmasters to finish that off. Cool. Nice. Flying creatures, mild disruption. That's all you need in life. Plague Engineer. Cast into the Fire. I think that's all I really want for this matchup. Our Thoughtseize can line up pretty well. It's kind of a backdoor counter to Stoneforge Mystic. It messes with the Recruiter of the Guards and stuff. Okay, I'm in for that. And Mishra's Bauble's pretty bad against Thalia. I like all my removal spells. I don't think I need 4 forces. I do like some number though, just to make sure they don't do anything. Or no, I actually like all my forces in the Murktide Regent universe, because that's a card they basically just die to in 2 hits, and if they can't plow it, they lose. Alright, I'm in like this. 2 dazes on the draw here. Dragon's Rage Channeler, start. I think this is fine. I'm in. I can daze Stoneforge or whatever that Sentinel thing was, or Spirit of the Lab. I can daze a lot of stuff on turn 2. A lot of important 2-drops in their deck, and getting DRC going feels good. DRC fuels Murktide, and that's the whole plan. Basic Plains. Kangaroo Land with New Border. Not sure if I like this or not. I love the Kangaroo Land. New Border bumps me out quite a bit. Okay, playing Channeler. If they plow it, I'm not going to daze that. I'm going to save daze for whatever their 2-drop is. And I do think that just having this around early is better than thought seizing them right away. Sun Gold Sentinel, sure. Here's this card. I'll daze that. Put Bloodstained Mire into my graveyard. That's an instant and a land. I'm going to cast Thoughtseize. And hopefully mill a creature. And then the beats begin. Plague Engineer, I like that card. Gonna get Underground Sea because my hand does have a daze in it still. Thoughtseize you. Milled a creature. I have Delirium, Flicker Wisp, and Skyclave Apparition, and Wasteland. Shit I don't care about includes all of these. I'm gonna take the Skyclave. They can have Flicker Wisp. That dies to everything. And if they Wasteland me, they can't even cast it. If they just cast it, it gets dazed. We're chilling. And I have Murktide next turn. If I want it. Rashadan Port, okay. Revealed to me a card I didn't know about. And putting Yorion in hand. Okay, cool. So they've played around Daze. They have not played around Wasteland. I also can shove the Murktide here. It's only 5/5, but it might get flickered anyway. Who cares? Attack with DRC. And I'm going to fetch a land into my graveyard. Do I just double up on Underground Seas here? That could take me off black entirely between Wasteland and Port. But it also protects my red. I can't get Badlands here because my plan is to cast Murktide. I'm going to get the Volcanic Island. Leave creature in my graveyard. 5/5 Murktide. If they Wasteland me and play Flicker Wisp in that order, they're going to get blown out. If they do it in the other order, then my Murktide is just a 3/3. And we're still okay. There's Wasteland. Okay, they did it in the correct order. That's fine. I still have a 3/3 flyer. Deck full of answers to Flicker Wisp. And this Murktide can become larger. Wow, they didn't Wasteland me at all. Just no respect, don't give a shit. Okay, I can cast into the fire this Flicker Wisp, which gives me a DRC trigger. I can just shove Plague Engineer, naming Elemental, which kills this thing and adds to my board. The question is, do I want to waste them or not? The reason they didn't waste me is because they plan on using Yorion, which gets BTFO'd by Daze. Alright, I'm doing the Plague Engineer. Gonna name Elemental. That's the thing that Flicker Wisp is. Giant Daze wall up over this Yorion. They have Karakas Yorion in hand. I have Wasteland ready. I love getting so far under Death and Taxes that they have Wasteland and Rashadan Port and just can't afford to use them. That's awesome. Sun Gold Sentinel. Okay. That's a card that exists, sure. They must be playing a bunch of these, because we saw it both games, and this is the second copy of this game. There's the Karakas, Yorion, and one unknown in the hand. Another one of these, okay, sure. Another Murktide, alright. I can just attack with all my creatures. Cast in the Fire can deal the extra point to a Sun Gold Sentinel and kill that. Wasteland will keep them in Daze range. Plague Engineer already Flame Tongue Cavooed something on arrival. Oh, Necrotal. Double blocking DRC. Alright, I guess that makes as much sense as anything. Cast into the fire, your 2 creatures. Ping ping. DRC into the graveyard. I'm not excited about that card right now. We get a little trade up. A trusty limited combat trick. Wasteland your Karakas. No loops, please. This doesn't have lifelink or anything where we're good. Just pretty solid stats on this. The Jotun grunt that we wish we had 13 years ago. Plays just go land Yorion. Or just do nothing. That's cool too. Just no plays past the turn. They'll probably port my Underground Sea this turn. There it goes. Brainstorm. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm one short. If I brainstorm into a fetch land or a lightning bolt, I got a lot of action here. Okay. I don't really care about Wasteland. And I don't really care about Force Will. I think Daze is doing everything it needs to here. So put back these two. Fetch. This makes Murktide larger. Not cool. Oh, yeah, the Brainstorm plus Cast and Fire. No, we're good. Yeah, this is lethal. I forgot I get the Brainstorm too. Opponents at 5. They would need Solitude in their hand to survive this turn. Or Swords to Plowshares. And even that only answers one of these imminent threats and leaves them hellbent. Hey, Solitude. Remember to do it after the first trigger, so 1 extra life here. Yorion's gone. Okay. I don't think I want to trade with Sun Gold Sentinel, because I don't care about it, and they're dead on board anyway, and if I draw some removal spell, then I get to attack. Also, this locks out Flicker Wisp from being a thing. Nice. We did it. Steady stream of flying threats. Just make them dead. On to the final round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. On the play in the final round, Positive Records locked, playing for our bread and butter. I'm going to shove this Dragon's Rage Channeler onto this deck. Without Delvers in the deck, you don't have a lot of turn 1 plays, and feels good when you actually do have one of your 4 of. Compared to Delver, where it feels bad when you don't have one of your 8 of. Uh-oh. Okay. We are up against Creative Technique. This is a deck that is highly susceptible to Flusterstorm and Wasteland. Alright, digging for Wastelands here. I'm going to bin the Preordain. I have enough cantrips in my hand. I want action. Bottom all of this. And found Badlands. I am actually going to Brainstorm now, because getting Delirium seems kind of important, and Brainstorm is type number 3. Scalding Tarn to the Graveyard. We're not getting Delirium. Foamasters and Deliberation. Okay. I can put... Oh, Mistress Bubble. Yep, I'm getting Delirium. Cool. I can put Bowmasters and Deliberation on top in that order. And then I play Mistress Bauble, mill the Deliberation, put it into the graveyard, Bauble you, I draw this Bowmaster, and then I Brainstorm 3 fresh cards next turn, and then I have Delirium. Wasteland is basically Time Walk against this deck, so I would like to find one. Please. And I think we die immediately if we don't. Sulfur Vent on top of the deck. More of the same. Understood. There's the Vent we know about. And now we look at a bunch of cards and hope one of them's Wasteland or Thoughtseize, but Wasteland's even better. They Bauble first, get to look a card deeper. Underground Sea to the graveyard. I could even Bauble me pre-Brainstorm. That shows me the same card that Dragon's Rage Channeler will receive. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. I'm going to Brainstorm now. Looted Delta to the graveyard. Come on, deck. Don't leave me hanging here. Oof. Oof size large. Put back Underground Sea and Badlands. Bauble my opponent. Hey, let's hope their third land is also a tap land, because we're in some trouble here. Gonna get another Volk and attack for 3. Okay, I have Force Blue card, which only does half of what I need it to. Come on, tap land. Give me another turn to live here. No such luck. We're getting Creativity. Oh, Suicune also ends up in a Creativity, so same thing. Same shit. Got excited for a second. That's how this deck works. It's all Creativity. But we can Daze now, because they went with Suicune first. So they're demonstrating, if I hit Daze or Force, I'm actually, kind of playing this game. Okay, I get the first one. Unholy Heat. I cannot cast this effectively, so no. And then, now we're in trouble. I guess nope. Or I can Council's Deliberation and look for days. All right, yeah. This also does work because I found a blue card to force. I have 2 looks at days here. Brainstorm into the graveyard. Deliberation draws Thoughtseize. Well, we're fucked. Creative Technique finds Sakashima's protege, which finds another creative technique. They declined the demonstration. Maelstrom Wanderer, that sucks. Is there any way this game goes anything close to my way? Nope. All right, yeah, we're done. We're not going to be able to burn them out or anything. Okay. Saw a lot of cards, no wastelands. Grafdigger's Cage does not stop this from happening. Players can't cast spells from their libraries. Cascade exiles at first, so not a thing. Hydroblast, Flusterstorm, Thoughtseize, Force of Negation. Interested in all of those. Surgical Extraction. I do have Thoughtseizes in my deck. I'm interested in that. Unholy Heat. Some of the baubles. Does Brazen Borrower do anything? I don't think so. And Lightning Bolt, also pretty mid. And one of the problems with this deck is that once they get to 6 mana, even if I counter the creative techniques, they're still going to have, like, Sweet Gum Recluse in play. It's a gigantic reach creature. I gotta figure that out. This deck doesn't really draw cards. Maybe Bowmaster is the sucker here. And Brazen Borrower should actually be an over Bowmaster. Increases my blue count, and it can answer something like Sweet Gum Recluse. Okay, makes sense to me. As good as it's gonna get. Oh, I hand with Wastelands. Keep. It's that thing I wanted for the entirety of last game. Just gotta pass. I should get 1 turn to cantrip here. I don't have to waste them right away. Yeah, because if they go off with Throes of Chaos, next turn I can force of will the Tybalt's Trickery, and then we're kind of at 0, and then I start wasting them more. I would like to get this cantrip off before I start wasting. Put it in the graveyard where Preordain can find it. Volcanic Island, Council's Delib. Murktide. Waste the red source. That's the important one to most of their deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A couple turns away from Murktiding here. Preordain is the nut draw. Can we trigger Council's Deliberation once in this league? Please. Preordain. Another Council's Deliberation. All right. Well, I'll cast that. Brainstorm. I'm going to waste their red source again. Okay, Brainstorm works next turn. A Wasteland is still good. A Flusterstorm is the nuts. Preordain is just Ancestral Recall at this point. I would like that. Okay, gonna have to Brainstorm and hope for some goods. There's Preordain. That's the old Ancestral Recall. I'm in. Put back Badlands and probably one of these 3 Murktide Regents. And I'm gonna fetch for... I think Underground Sea is better. Oh, I wanted Wasteland. Shit. I should have just preordained those 2 to the bottom, drawn 2 cards. Okay, I am in the market for Flusterstorm or Thoughtseize here, or another force. Bottom, these same 2 cards that I just put on top before I shuffled, Motobug. And let's go. We did it. Triggered the Deliberations, Brazen Borrower, and Brainstorm. I have to go to cleanup this turn if I don't do anything else. I think I'm just going to chill with 1 mana open. I can Brainstorm on their turn if I need to. If they shove a Cascade spell and then they demonstrate, I'm going to see what the demonstrate gives up, and then I can cantrip some more. Oh yeah, their land came into play tapped. Even better. Cool. Free money. A whole turn to draw cards and do stuff. Brainstorm. DRCs with Deliberation right here. Okay, put back Murktide number 2 and this Deliberation. Then I'm going to play Channeler. And I can Brainstorm right now, bin the Deliberation. If I play my land first, I can even shuffle after binning Deliberation, but then the Wasteland's not a live draw anymore. All right, I'm just going to Brainstorm normal. I see one of these cards again, but I have a lot of good individual cards, and that's a good one to get rid of. Preordain. We can draw 2 more cards here. Put back. I think it's the Channeler and another Murktide. Fetch. Volcanic Island, Preordain. We're certainly trying to go off here. Channeler to the bin. Once again, Motobug. Bottom. Bobble. Does this see the same number of cards? Or what does this do? I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm not smart enough to understand how that works. Draw an extra card here. Okay. I am shields down, as they say. I need them to demonstrate me into interaction. I think I saw 2/3 of my deck that turn. And I am not set up to beat my opponent right now. Ancient Tomb. So they can beat Daze. I have to find a Force or Fluster off their demonstrated technique. Okay. Technique right off the bat. Demonstrate me, daddy. Alright, come on, Counterspell. Council's Deliberation. This is multiple looks at a Counterspell. Force of Will. 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 No! So now we just lose? That's how this works? I think that is... Oh, no. Okay, I could force the original one and then extract out from under it, and then they have nothing to cascade into. All right. We're still playing. Right. Was that there the whole time? And I just figured it out? All right, Force Negation on top. I'll keep that around. All right, Surgical Extraction, your creative technique. That's fun, little stack stuff. I have not thought of that before. Is Force Negation even important? I guess, yeah, sure. But they had 2 other techniques in hand, yikes. And Emrakul. This technique is going to hit something. I just have to hope it doesn't spike in Emrakul straight up. I guess Maelstrom Wanderer is pretty bad too. Let's just see a boarding party and end the turn. That would be great. Okay. Maelstrom Wanderer. Great, we're dead anyway. They get a bunch of 6-drops. Boarding party. Alright, I can bolt boarding party. All these creatures have haste. They revealed their deck, revealing nothing off boarding party. Sweet Gum is a nightmare because now bolt doesn't work. Just show me another boarding party, I guess. Alright, I'm at 1. Yeah, I'm at 1. I can Brazen Borrower the Wanderer, bolt a boarding party, put Murktide in front of everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're not showing me 8 mana for Wanderer next turn. They block. Alrighty. Here we go. Hard mode activated. Volcanic Island. Murktide Regent. Make it as big as possible without exiling Council's Deliberation. We've almost drawn as many cards as we possibly can off of that one. They do have 6 mana to cast Protege. I don't think I care about that, though. Oh, I don't have to kill boarding party. I don't have to kill any of these. Oh, yeah. If I can just let them go to combat. Right. Figuring it out now. And then I bounce. I kill one, block the other. If they play a creature pre-combat, it will have haste. I'm just going to clear all these cards I've seen. I guess I lose to Ottawara. Nope. I'm in the same spot to Ottawara. And they lose a land to do it. I know their whole hand right now. They can choose to Sakashima's Protege if they want another attacker. But I still have that covered. It would cost them 2 lands and 2 life to Protege here. Oh, that has to copy a permanent that came into the battlefield this turn. Yeah, that doesn't even actually clone anything. Okay, attacking. I'm going to block the one that's a big problem, and I'm going to bolt the one that's a small problem. Neat. What does this do? Whenever you cast a spell with Cascade, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, I mean, that can come back a number of times, but their lands all die when they play them. Or when they use them. So, they're about out of gas here. Oh, we're doing something. Protege is Flash. Okay, sure. So, this just comes into play as a 3/1. I think they're just revealing their deck to me to make me waste time. Of any permanent that entered the battlefield this turn. Okay, so they get a Dwarven Ruins. That's probably the best thing they have here. Oh, just 3/1 creature. Okay. Keeping the pressure up. I think I just Brazen Borrow this. Crystal Vein can cast Aurora Phoenix next turn. Do I care about that? No, that doesn't have haste on its own. Yeah, I'm going to bounce the 6 mana 3/1. I would like to start attacking. I can get them dead in 2 shots here. Come on, Wasteland. Let's just close it out. Wasteland ends the game here. Force of Will. Oh, this Bloodstained Mire's no good. That's for sure. Oh, so the Force of Will's not either. Yep, that's how that works. Force of Negation. Their deck is like all creatures at this point. Okay, they will be in the Abyss. They have to block every turn, and their lands are going to kill them before they actually get anything going. And I have 2 flying blockers just in case. Do not have Force backup. I can Force a Negation something, but I don't think there's a single target left in their deck. That was a sweet game. Come at me. Okay, I mean, Pyroblast kills Maelstrom Wanderer. Is it possibly a thing I'm interested in? So does Hydroblast. That's also in the deck. I think my deck is still my deck here. Unholy Heat actually might be better than Lightning Bolt. They're not going to mess with my graveyard, and I might actually need to kill a giant creature. Alright, I'm going to make that change and just refire with the same deck. Council's Deliberation finally went insane. And we needed every single one of those cards. Alright, send it. Separate and Scary to start us off. Lightning Bolt. I'm going to play this Dragon's Rage Channeler. My plan is to brainstorm before making my land drop next turn and trying to hit a Wasteland. Okay, here we go. Most of the tension of this game is going to happen right here. Bauble helps. Force of Will. Oh, wow. That's actually good. Put on top. And I think now I'm just going to bauble them and pass. Because I have 2 counters. I can beat a Demonstrate. Okay, bang. This isn't really how I want to do this, but if it works, it works. Oh, cool. They don't even have it. I think this is worth an end step Brainstorm plus Bolt You. Just see it, zillion cards. Brazen Borrower. I'll keep that on top. Thoughtseize, I like. I think I'm going to put back one of the bolts. And Murktide's really interesting, actually. I'll have Brainstorm in the graveyard, plus Fetch, plus if I bolt them in the end step. And then I can pass with, or I can Thoughtseize them and get the same effect. Oh no, because then I wouldn't be holding up Hydroblast. Like, I can put Murktide Regent into play, holding up Hydroblast and Force of Will. Is Thoughtseize even good, though, is the question, because every Cascade spell in their deck does the same thing. Maybe I've just misevaluated Thoughtseize this whole time. Alright, I don't want Thoughtseize. I'm going to bolt in the end step, get a little extra card selection, and then hopefully pass with Murktide Regent and double counter available. Bulk, Bolt, Surgical. Oh, now I wish I had that Thoughtseize. Yeah, I'll put that on top. I still have the Force Surgical trick available to me here. And then we'll see if they boarded in to Bolt's Trickery. Oh, interesting. Oh, we're besieging my land. Okay. That's fair. That gets rid of the Surgical, but mostly whatever. Doesn't change my play. And I'm still going to shove Murktide and hold my 2 counter spells up. Pass the turn. Besieging that land was not free, because now Hickory Woodlot dies when they tap it. Could have had 2 shots here over 2 turns, but now fully invested in that. Alright, Ancient Tomb gets them out. And now Daze is not really an answer. Boarding Party. Wheeled a bunch of cards until they got to Technique. We get the first shot on this creative technique. Daze. Yeah, I'll target your Technique. And now they have to lose their Hickory Woodlot to pay for this. And I get to surveil one. Lightning Bolt into the graveyard. It's not nothing. Hickory Woodlot is gone. Hydroblast, counter target spell if it's red. Last I checked, Creative Technique is a red spell. Another Daze. I think our window for that has passed. And then I'm going to force pitching Borrower, because I think that Brainstorm is still hot fire in this spot. Flusterstorm top. Okay. Now we're racing Murktide Regent and Dragon's Rage Channeler versus Boarding Party. If they tap these lands again, they're gone. Flusterstorm's on top of my deck. I am not going to trade Murktide for this. I am going to Brainstorm now. There's very few punishes for that. Alright, Daze to the graveyard. Because demonstrating a technique makes Flusterstorm completely nuts. And I found a Wasteland. Take you off red while we're hanging out here. And I hit for 6, you hit for 6, I hit for 6. Yeah, you're actually winning the race, so I will attack with just Murktide. It's 3 turns either way for me, and it's 2 turns for you. Oh, Otawara is a problem. Is it, though? Okay. So if they Otawara, and attack me to 5. I just replay my cards and I'm fine. If I chump block now, attack them, they go to 3. I don't care about Auto War. I'm going to block with Dragon's Rage Channeler, though. I think they lose the game on the spot if they Auto War on me. My top card's a land right now. What they could do is just play Maelstrom Wanderer. So I don't think any of the lands in the deck. They'd need a green, untapped green source that also is 2 mana. I don't think that's possible. If they Cascade into Technique here, I'm fine. If they just Raw Dog Technique, the Flusterstorm might actually be in trouble. Creative Technique. Okay, so I get a spell. This is 1. My spell is 2. Bluster for 3. Oh, they didn't demonstrate. That's so smart. Is it smart, though? Because now they Technique into Boarding Party and I die. Yeah, they just don't Cascade. Well done. Very smart not demonstrating that. Okay, if they demonstrate this one, I'm back into having a chance. Nope. Well done, opponent. I am dying for Xaxes because they hit a haste creature. Alright, cool game. Positive record at the end of this. The Council's Deliberations were not good in the turbo combo matchups. They were bonkers in the kind of mid-range combo matchup, and fine against fair decks. I still think I'd rather have Delver of Secrets in a show like this. But as far as this interaction goes, it took 5 rounds, but we really did see this go off at the end. And when you cast Preordain and see these 2 triggers go on the stack from 2 copies of Deliberation in your graveyard, wow, that feels good. My power rankings, I probably put the Troll Reanimate blue-black tempo decks above Grixis a little bit, and then normal Grixis certainly above Deliberation Grixis, but all the power of this shell was there. Wasteland was a heater. We got up under Death and Taxes in a way that was extremely satisfying. Had some nice tempo games, had some nice control games. Punted against Black Saga Storm. What else is new? And left with a positive record as a result. 93. Thank you for sharing Council's Deliberation Grixis with us. Everybody else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.